I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, you know, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man.
It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, you know, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't say that.
Okay.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Listen, we need to talk about what Jamie Foxx recently hinted at, because it has a lot of people asking questions. Back in the 90s, there are old stories and clips tied to events connected to Diddy, and one moment in particular keeps getting brought up online. People point to a young teenager in the footage and wonder what was really going on behind the scenes. The thing is, a lot of details remain unclear, and that mystery is exactly why the conversation keeps growing. Then there's Jamie Foxx's own story, which has sparked even more speculation. Some fans believe his comments suggest he went through difficult experiences and later started looking at certain events in a different light. That doesn't mean every rumor is true, but it has definitely gotten people talking. Didn't see it. Come on, man, you saw everything. Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, check this out. When Diddy was questioned about past remarks, critics felt he seemed uncomfortable and quick to change the subject. Supporters see it differently, but either way, the reaction grabbed attention. And for many people, this isn't just about one person. It's about long-running questions, industry culture, and stories that still haven't been fully explained. Jamie Foxx suddenly disappeared from the public eye after a serious medical emergency, and for a long time, very little information was shared about what happened. Fans were left worried, wondering how he was doing and whether he would fully recover.
The internet said that Puffy tried to kill me. I left them parties early. I was out by 9. Something don't look right. It's slippery in here.
When he finally returned to the spotlight months later, he spoke with a level of emotion that caught a lot of people's attention. Many viewers focused on what he said and what he chose not to go into detail about. Jamie addressed some of the rumors that had been spreading, but he also made it clear that the experience was incredibly difficult for him. When he repeated, "I just didn't want you to see me like that," people interpreted those words in different ways, adding even more discussion around his recovery journey. Later, Jamie began sharing stories about being around high-profile industry events, including parties connected to Diddy. According to those accounts, he often had access to behind-the-scenes moments and saw parts of the scene that most people never got to witness firsthand. At the same time, a lot of public discussion has focused on claims and allegations surrounding how certain events were organized and documented. Those claims remain heavily debated, but they have added even more curiosity to stories from people who attended those circles.
Well, I hang with P. Diddy, you know, a lot, man. Sean Combs. We hang out, man. I mean, we party, and I call him Black Gatsby, man.
Then there's Usher's story, which often gets linked to these conversations. Back in the 90s, Usher was a young, rising talent when music executive L.A. Reid arranged for him to spend time learning from Diddy. The setup was reportedly called Flavor Camp, and years later it became one of the most talked about chapters in Usher's early career. Another moment that grabbed attention came from an older interview involving Kevin Hart and Diddy. During the conversation, Diddy shared stories from years earlier about spending time with Usher when he was young. The remarks immediately sparked reactions online, with many people debating whether the comments were simply awkward stories being told for laughs or something that sounded unusual in hindsight. At the time, much of the audience treated the exchange as comedy and moved on quickly. Looking back now, however, some critics argue that moments like these are being re-examined through a very different lens, especially as broader conversations about celebrity culture and industry dynamics continue to unfold. YK Osiris has also found himself pulled into online speculation over the years. During a 2022 appearance on The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne brought up rumors involving Diddy and a reported trip to Jamaica. As soon as the topic came up, viewers immediately began analyzing YK's reaction, facial expressions, and body language. Supporters say people are reading too much into the moment, while critics argue his discomfort raised additional questions. Jamie Foxx has also shared stories about young entertainers finding support and guidance from established figures in the industry.
Y'all said I was a clone? People really thought I was a clone. Listen, I was having dinner at some eatery in Vegas, and I walk out, and my daughter's behind me, and she overheard the dude go, "That ain't that. That's a clone. Diddy got that. That's a clone. That ain't Jamie Foxx."
In one discussion, He mentioned that Nick Cannon spent time staying at his home when he was younger and pursuing opportunities in entertainment. For some observers, stories like these highlight how common it was for aspiring performers to rely on mentors and industry connections as they work to build their careers. Then there's Ja Rule, and stories later discussed by Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard. Those claims added another layer to an already controversial conversation and sparked even more debate among fans and commentators. Gene Deal made claims that immediately sparked controversy across the internet. According to his account, he witnessed situations involving Diddy and other celebrities that he believed were unusual. Those allegations have been widely discussed online, but it's important to note that many of them remain disputed and have not been independently verified. Still, the stories gained traction because similar rumors and speculation have circulated in entertainment circles for years. Some people dismiss Gene's statements as attention-seeking, while others point out that he isn't the only public figure who has raised questions about what allegedly went on behind closed doors. Names like 50 Cent have repeatedly fueled discussion through interviews, social media posts, and cryptic comments, keeping the conversation alive and drawing even more scrutiny to old stories and allegations. Another topic that keeps surfacing is the discussion around substances allegedly present at certain parties. Various commentators and industry figures have described a drug known as 2C, or 2CB, often referring to it as a pink-colored party drug. Experts and law enforcement sources have noted that substances sold under that name can contain different combinations of ingredients, making their effects unpredictable and potentially dangerous. Jaguar Wright also spoke about the subject in interviews, sharing her own views about how these substances were allegedly used within some entertainment circles. Her comments added another layer to an already heated debate, pushing even more people to question what was really happening behind the scenes at some of the industry's most talked about events. One of the biggest claims fueling this controversy comes from allegations that certain events were recorded and that footage was allegedly kept afterward. According to claims made in lawsuits and public discussions, some people believe those recordings could have given powerful figures influence over others. Those allegations remain heavily disputed, but they have become a major part of the conversation surrounding these stories. Because of that, many online commentators have developed their own theories about why certain celebrities seem reluctant to discuss specific experiences in detail. Some point to Jamie Foxx, Usher, and YK Osiris, arguing that their careful wording and cautious responses leave room for speculation. Others disagree and say people may simply be reading too much into brief comments and interview moments. Another reason this topic refuses to fade away is the belief among some critics that parts of the entertainment industry have long operated behind a curtain of secrecy. Over the years, several public figures, including 50 Cent, have made remarks that fans interpreted as hints about what was happening behind the scenes. Those comments only added more intrigue to an already explosive debate. For critics, moments like these are why the controversy keeps growing. They point to interviews where Diddy appeared caught off guard by certain questions and argue that his responses sometimes sounded uncertain or incomplete. Supporters see those same moments differently, saying awkward answers during a live interview don't automatically prove anything. Still, the clips continue to circulate online and spark debate. One frequently discussed example involves a past comment that was later brought up during an interview. When asked about it, Diddy responded by saying, "I don't know what I was talking about." That answer immediately became a talking point. Some viewers felt it was an attempt to move past an old remark, while others saw it as a sign that he didn't have a clear explanation ready. Another moment that grabbed attention came during an appearance featuring Fabulous and Diddy. As the conversation turned toward parties and social events, fans began closely analyzing Fabulous's reactions. Online commentators pointed to his body language, facial expressions, and overall demeanor, claiming he looked uncomfortable with the topic. Of course, body language is open to interpretation, but that didn't stop the clip from spreading across social media. For many viewers, the exchange highlighted the complicated relationships and power dynamics that can exist within celebrity circles. Some people saw it as harmless banter between industry figures, while others believed there was more tension beneath the surface. Either way, the moment became another heavily discussed piece of a much larger story. Then there's Andre 3000, whose name often enters these conversations as people look back at how different artists chose to navigate the music industry and the social scenes surrounding it during the 2000s. Andre 3000 was one of the most respected artists of his era, and at the height of Outkast's success, many fans were surprised when he stepped away from the spotlight for long stretches of time. His decision sparked years of speculation, with people constantly wondering what influenced him to take a different path from many of his peers. Cat Williams also became part of these conversations after material from one of his older comedy performances resurfaced online. During the routine, he joked about industry parties and pressures within entertainment culture. Fans later noticed that Andre 3000 was in attendance, which led some viewers to revisit the moment and analyze the audience reactions. While many interpreted the exchange as comedy, others saw it as another intriguing piece of a much larger debate surrounding the industry. Some people who follow these stories believe Andre 3000 and Cat Williams may have had private conversations about the entertainment industry, though there is no public evidence confirming exactly what was discussed. Those theories have grown over the years, with fans connecting old interviews, comedy routines, and industry rumors in an attempt to explain why Andre became more distant from the spotlight. When people look at the bigger picture, they often point to several different stories that have been discussed publicly over the years. Usher spent time under Diddy's mentorship as a young teenager. Jamie Foxx has spoken about helping young performers, including Nick Cannon, as they pursued careers in entertainment. YKO has faced years of online speculation regarding his relationship with Diddy. Meanwhile, various allegations and rumors involving other artists have continued to circulate across social media and entertainment blogs. For critics, these stories raise questions about influence, mentorship, power dynamics, and the culture surrounding certain celebrity circles. They argue that some relationships in the industry deserve closer scrutiny, especially when younger artists are involved. Others counter that many of these claims rely heavily on speculation and unverified accounts rather than proven facts. This is also why comments from people like Jamie Foxx generate so much attention. When public figures speak carefully or leave details unexplained, audiences often fill in the gaps themselves. Whether those interpretations are accurate or not, the mystery keeps the conversation alive and fuels ongoing debate about what was really happening behind the scenes in some of entertainment's most exclusive circles. Some online commentators have built theories around the idea that certain recordings or undisclosed information could explain why some celebrities choose their words so carefully when discussing past events. However, there is no public evidence proving many of these claims, and much of the discussion remains speculation rather than established fact. When Jamie Foxx returned to the public eye after his medical emergency, many fans focused on the statements he made about his condition. He addressed rumors that had been circulating and clarified that some of the reports about his health were not accurate. Those comments immediately became the subject of intense analysis, with people trying to determine whether there was any deeper meaning behind them. At the same time, the Cassie lawsuit brought renewed attention to long-running conversations about Diddy and the entertainment industry. Since then, fans, bloggers, and commentators have revisited old interviews, social media posts, and public remarks from numerous figures. Jamie Foxx's stories, Usher's reflections on his early career, YK Osiris's interview moments, Gene Deal's allegations, and 50 Cent's public comments have all become part of a much larger debate. What can be said with certainty is that Diddy hosted high-profile parties and events that became a major part of celebrity culture for many years. Beyond that, numerous allegations, lawsuits, rumors, and public claims have generated intense scrutiny and debate. Some of those claims remain disputed, while others continue to be examined through legal proceedings and media coverage. What keeps people watching is the sense that there may still be unanswered questions. When public figures speak carefully, avoid certain topics, or leave details unexplained, audiences naturally become curious. Whether those gaps point to something significant or are simply the result of speculation, the conversation continues to grow. And many people remain determined to understand the full story behind years of headlines, rumors, and industry intrigue.